Okay, so today we're going to be going over a quick scalp trade that I made. So scalping basically means that I entered in a certain position, got in, and got out real quick. Essentially, I picked up this particular put option. The ticker symbol is PTON, which is Peloton Interactive. So let's scroll down just a little bit to see exactly what they do. That gives you a little description, and there's more information on the company's website. But since we were betting against this company, I can go ahead and speak my mind. I just believe that it is a stationary bike company with a TV or computer on the top of it, which you can get essentially anywhere. Now, how to purchase put options or call options on Robinhood's trading platform. So you just scroll over here, scroll a little bit down, go to trade options. Here you go here. Now you have a couple choices. You can either buy a call or put option, or you can sell call or put option. But for now, for this video, we're just going to go with buying a put option. Okay. And this gives you a little breakdown on the different strike prices, the break-even prices, and what it'll take you in percentage-wise for you to break even. This box right here gives you different expiration dates. So on this particular trade, I believe I had the May 15th expiration put option. Now I just want to go into a little bit of the thinking behind my trade. So I put this little photo together. Okay, so with this particular trade, oh yeah, it was the May 1st put option. Sorry, I had initially said the May 15th. So anyways, it was a buy. I submitted my limit order for 265, entered quantity of 2. This was the field date, right, that I got that filled. So it cost me $530 to have 2 put options, right, and each option is worth essentially 100 stocks that I can sell at a later time or a later date, right? So the objective on this particular trade was, for me, the break-even price was, I believe it was like $32.50 or something like that. So I needed Peloton to go down below that, right? And as you can see on this side, I was able to sell this particular put option in the market, right, on the 20th, which was yesterday, for a price of $435, right? So I paid $265, sold it for $435, the same 2 options, right, for a total of $870. So that gives me a quick profit of, what is that, $340. Now we're going to go into the my particular logic behind this trade, just to give you guys a inside view of my thinking on this particular trade. So let's go over to our chart. Okay, so quick things about this chart, right? This is my 20-day moving average right here, this blue line, right? And these is where the stock was opening and closing on the 15-minute marker, right, over the last 5 days. Okay, this bottom area right here, RSI, that stands for relative strength index. So essentially, if it's above 70, like as you see right there, above 70 in blue, that essentially means that this particular stock is overbought, right? Which then that means a lot of people buying it is just running up, and eventually it should trade in between this range, between 70 and 30. So if it goes under this red line, which is 30, right, that means it is oversold. So that means essentially a lot of people sold this out of fear or out of panic or just the setup of the trend. And remember, like we said, it should be trading somewhere in between here. So essentially with any stock, for my particular trading strategy, if it goes above here, that means it's overbought, right? It's kind of like, let's say some Jordans, right? You wouldn't pay $500, $600 for a pair of Jordans because that particular pair of Jordans is not in the right price range, right? But if you were able to get them on discount for, let's say, $100 when they normally cost $2, right, then that's what that looks like when it goes below 30. You got it on a discount, so therefore it should be trading somewhere in this range. Okay, so anyways, now that I got that out the way, with this particular chart, right, on this 20-day moving average, and you can have different averages, 14-day moving average, basically, if the stock price is above this line, it's normally a buy indication, okay? If the stock price, like right here, goes below this blue line, is normally a sell indication. So essentially, on April 15th, somewhere around here, right, this is where I was looking at the charts, and I have certain other websites that send me notifications when certain events take place. So this particular stock was, in my mind, above the RSI indicator, right? So once it got right here, this is where I essentially sold it at on April 20th, which was yesterday. Okay, so now let me take you to some other news that was that got alerted to me, right? So during this time frame between the 15th and 20th, there was talks of reopening and back up the economy. So when they suggested that the economy will be reopened in phases, and that gyms would be part of that phase one of the reopening, that was bullish news for me, for this stock, since I was going against it. That was good news for me because that means that in theory, people should be going back out to the gyms, getting back out into the economy, and they won't be at home on the stationary bikes for $2,000 and paying a membership for these for this Peloton setup. Okay, so that brought the stock prices down. So right here, between here was the weekend. Okay, and Monday morning, I let it get to right here, and this is where I sold. So here's a quick view of some of that information on one of the websites that I use, Seeking Alpha, right? Just kind of gives you key information about a particular stock and the ratings for that stock. But as you can see right here in the news section and the analysis section, but in the news section, essentially said on Sunday, gym chain 24 hours. Well, first of all, they said the economy was going to be opening back up. So that was right here on the 17th. So Planet Fitness gains as gym can reopen in phase one. So that was good for Planet Fitness, right? So what was good for Planet Fitness was the reverse for the Peloton. Now, what I didn't expect was this particular news, gym chain 24 hours. Fitness weighs bankruptcy. So that was on Sunday. So in my mind, for that particular put option contract, that would have been like negative news for me, which would have sent the Peloton stock price a little bit up. So my goal was in that morning before 8 o'clock, right, based on this positive news, right, the economy opening back up was way more positive than a potential bankruptcy filing that was just on the talks, essentially. Okay, so with that being said, as you can see, early in the morning I wanted to get out of that position because I didn't know how concrete this particular news article was, or I mean it's multiple news articles that I have, but this one just I got alerted to. So back over here to our little photo grid, that way now you can see exactly how I was able to make a quick profit, right, between the 15th and Monday morning before 8 o'clock. So ETD, that's Eastern time zone, right? So obviously 10:10 would have been what, 7:10 on Pacific Standard Time. And that's how we make a quick trade and for a profit. Now, when I post some of these profits on my social media, just understand that that's a combination of multiple trades like this, or different variations of trades like this. So what I look for is probably 1 to 3 stocks to trade for that given week or for that given day. You don't want to overload yourself with too many options because then now you're focusing on a lot of stuff and you're spreading yourself thin. So I was able to key in on this particular stock, and I even tried to get back into it now because I believe that this particular stock is still in the overbought territory and should be coming back down in between that range that we spoke about earlier. All right, have a good one. And if you got any comments or suggestions, go ahead and leave them in the comments below, or DM me, or email me. All right, have a good one. Click on those links. Bye.